Good morning, great people. Happy hump day. Is this your least favorite day of the week? If you are listening to this live, you are blessed. God has given you another chance to be great. You are blessed with another day. We have another day, another chance to make it right, to do it all over again, to become more successful than we were yesterday, to achieve more than we did the day before. There's always something that we feel like that we didn't accomplish the day before. I know I'm not the only one. And so when the next day, comes in, we're like, okay, I need to finish up this from yesterday, or I didn't get this done from the day before. So I always feel like that the next day. And that's one of the things that I like to speak on. We have another 24 hours. Every day we have 24 hours to correct things, achieve things, to redo things, to become more successful than we did the day before. You always have another day. You always have another day to be great. Um, I need to start getting more rest because I don't like when I'm kind of feeling lousy the next day. And I've been like that the past 2 days, the past 2 mornings, and the past 2 nights. I have not been getting a lot of rest. Um, I've been up in the middle of the night, so my sleep schedule's been off. And I have also, as well, been dealing with some personal issues that have been bringing me anxiety in the pit of my stomach. Now, that's not abnormal. Everyone gets that, but I can say after the passing of my mom in March, it's like, forgive me, but it's like you're waiting for the next big thing to happen. And it's anxiety. What's going to happen next? Will I lose someone else? Will this happen? Will that happen? Oh, I'm worried about my kids. Are they going to be okay? So that is very well something that I have experienced since the passing of my mom. And I try to navigate and um, deal with it the best that I can. Death, grief is not easy. As I always say, everyone grieves different. So you can't tell another person how to grieve or how not to grieve or, not to worry. But you can um, just give a loved one, encouraging words. I have two sisters and a brother. And so I try and give them encouraging words with the loss of my mom. Um, we all grieve different. We're all handling it different. But I know for me, I've been keeping myself really busy at work and just when I say at work, I mean, my writing, my shows, everything that I do in my career, I've been working more consistently, which is important, very important, and it's very essential. But that's what I've been doing to deal with the loss of my mom. I think it's very important that I stay as busy as possible. And that will keep me from, moments of sadness. I still get it. I'm still dealing with moments of sadness and stuff like that. But um, the busier that I am, then it's a little bit more, I have less downtime. So I'm not going to have as many sad moments as a person that would kind of be sitting around and, um, being sad and stuff most of the day. I make sure that I don't do that. But of course, I still miss my mother. I do live in another state, and I was not there when she passed. I was also unaware that she was sick. And that was something that she didn't share with her children. She kept that from us. And so I think the hardest part about it is not knowing. And then also the fact that I feel like she died alone. She did. She was found in her house and had already been deceased for a day or two. And so that has been really hard on us to accept that she died alone. That's a hard thing. But I am covered in the blood of Jesus, and also I do understand that it was her time to go. So I have a great relationship with God, and I'm not one of those people that gets mad at God and doesn't understand and God, why did you do this and why did you do that? Losing a parent rather and a child has to be the absolute hardest loss. I've already lost a spouse, and we were very young. He was 22, I was 20, and he was unalived, so that was difficult, and that was the absolute most difficult thing I had ever been through in my life because um, I was actually there and I was asleep. We never spoke about this publicly, but it's it's in the making of maybe doing a documentary, me producing a documentary series, and it will be for other persons to come on and tell their stories. Something like one that I just spoke about in my testimony with losing my. We weren't actually married, but we were engaged, and we have 3 children. And so this, if I create that show, that platform will give me a chance and allow me to be able to tell that story and give my testimony with that. And and how I survived that. That was the most traumatic thing I've ever experienced. So if he was sick and if I was not there, it would have still hurt the same way. But the process of, healing and how it affected my life, I think would have been a lot different. We were very young, and I definitely did not experience, well, I didn't have as close of a relationship with God as I do now. So definitely didn't understand that. Definitely did not understand, losing someone that close to me. So, and then I lost a cousin. She was like my big sister, and she was unalive as well. So we didn't have answers for so long. And after so many years, they found, who the guy was and all that. He had essayed her and killed her. They were saying that he broke in her house, and that's a whole nother story I won't get into. But um, I'm kind of speaking about my children's father's death because the way that it happened, that made it like a really huge traumatic experience in my life. That, like I said, it would have been different had he been sick or something like that. That would have been different, but no, he wasn't sick, and I felt like he was taken away from me and my children abruptly. Um, you have no time to prepare for death, and so there's no way to know when something is going to happen. But I'm saying, now after losing my mom, I have that type of anxiety where I'm literally, waiting for not waiting, but the what's going to happen next. Am I going to lose another family member? Are my children okay when I don't see them and stuff like that? So um, it's been hard. Life is life can be something else, but it's like and then we end up places in life that we never thought, we never thought would happen. And so, yes, life is about choices. It's about your life is surrounded around the choices that you make always. There are things that happen in our lives that were out of our control, but the basis of your life, different things are surrounded around your choices and stuff. So, there's some things that we can control, and there's some things that we can't control. And death of loved ones is definitely not. Um, and so, I am currently trying to get back on track with the worry and the anxiety and worrying about my children when they're not around because we can't control anything. We can't. We can't. We don't. We can't. Everything is in God's timing, in God's way. We don't control nothing, So we have to learn just, to have faith and be strong and just learn that he will protect you, he will protect your life, he will cover you, and just ask him to. And that's the only thing we can do is to do that and to live. And so that's kind of what's been keeping me up at night, you know, um, the worry. And I can just say, just try not to worry too much. Once our children become adults, it becomes a whole nother worry because you can control them pretty much and control their life when they're children. We have control. But outside of that, once they become adults, we have no control, absolutely no control. I am preparing my breakfast as I usually do during this live. And I'm having French toast this morning. Currently, I need to make another food order because I have to regroup my food regimen. I have stopped eating a lot of things that were not good for me last year, and I was doing pretty good until my mom passed. And I slowly, got back off into things that were not good for me. Especially when I went back home for a visit around her birthday, I was just eating fast food and, we were door dashing and stuff like that. Stuff that's not good for you. I am having my detox tea right now as we speak. Um, and the best thing for that is 2 capfuls of honey. I mean, 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar, splash of honey, no sugar. And fasting is important as well. I do that maybe once a week for 24 hours. I've yet to do 48-hour fast. I'm working on that. That's something you have to pretty much guide yourself into doing. I usually make breakfast for my family in the morning. I'm not an evening person. When the evening comes, because I start my day so early, I'm usually shutting down, so to speak. And I may still be working or on my computer, but I definitely do it from my bed once the evening time comes because I'm doing so much. I am a writer as well. Um, I am a TV producer. I'm transitioning to a full time TV producer. Yes, I'm still an artist, but I'm not currently performing. I'm doing more of music composition, composing music for anything that I produce as far as TV. So um, that was one of my goals, transitioning full time as far as TV production and films um, are concerned. I have been writing all my life, but I knew one day, well, one of my goals was to produce a TV show with something that I've written in films because I used to write books and I did it for years, but I never published any of the books, which were fiction and creative writing. I never published those books, but I always had the vision to do that. I just knew that I would do that later on in life. So voila, you know, voila, here I am. I've been speaking lately about um, not looking back, not including people from your past in your life, and acclimating your purpose, walking into the next chapter of life that God has designed for you. And so, anywho, I was on the internet the other day and ran across a profile of someone that I knew a very long time ago. Excuse me. It was someone that I dated in my teenage years that I should not have been dating. He was significantly older than me. So um, he was an adult age. And I ran across his profile on Facebook. And at first, I was not going to speak because I know that that was a relationship that should have never happened. But it did. And I know that still things like that still go on. But as me being a mother, I look at it a certain kind of way, as I should. But I said, let me go ahead and speak to this person and just say hello, you know. And so I did, and he did remember me. He's quite older now. He was a lot older than me. Quite older now. And reading his profile, going through his content, I've seen that he was facing medical challenges. And I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to mention it. I wanted him to bring it up, but he did not. So I didn't mention it. But I don't know. It's amazing, where life takes people and how you see people from your past and they're going through health issues and people have passed away and it's just a lot, you know. Um, Definitely have to understand that you're blessed in life if you're still here. I see so many people from my past who have passed away or who have been unalive. So I took my mic off for a second. I had to go to another part of my house, but today is Wednesday. I know there's probably not a whole lot going on because today is hump day, but I just want to give some encouraging words to anyone that is listening and comes back and listens to this live. You can achieve anything that you want to achieve. Don't allow other people's fears to stop you from what you are doing. Um, Refrain from telling certain people, the wrong people, your dreams and goals and what you have going on. I'm so far past that. I don't associate myself with anyone that I know is not acclimated with my purpose or has a problem with who I am. But check your circle out. Check out your environment. Um, they say the 5 people that are around you, um, they're your future. So take a look at your environment and the people that you are around, and that is your future. So if that's not for you, and you know you don't want that to be your future, then you need to start the process of elimination right now. Start eliminating people from your life that don't belong there. And it's just as simple as that. You will be able to achieve. Everyone needs some inspiration. Um, Everyone needs inspiration, even me. Even though I talk about motivation and I speak about positive things on my show, that's my inspiration, is speaking to my audience and speaking to other people and inspiring other people. So I have Diamond Perry Live, which is the podcast for this YouTube. And then as well, I have the Diamond Perry Show, which is a long-standing podcast that started out as a radio show. Um, I then developed a studio where I did, I don't want to say interventions, positive things. And I worked with TV victims and different things like that. So right now, the focal point of the show is to interact with persons who have like a documentary type testimony. So if this is you, you have an inspiring story that you want to get out, contact my show at the Diamond Perry Show. Perry is Perri, obviously, at hotmail.com. And thank you and have a blessed Wednesday.